I think that when it comes to self-motivation to practice, you need to take ownership of what you do, right? So the teacher will give a tool, will give an idea, right? And the teacher should be communicating it very clearly and should coach you and give you enough feedback so that you understand it. Once you've got that idea conceptually, you need to go about your practice to be able to do it physically.
I think the term I really like is deliberate practice, which is used quite often in sports psychology and other sorts of coaching methodologies. You really want to, after understanding the model and framework, to work at it systematically and always questioning yourself, is this the best way I'm practicing? Not just running through the sets mindlessly.
I'm a firm believer in experimentation. I think it's important to experiment and try different things. However, you have a general direction. You have a general vision for your Wing Chun. You know, that should be communicated by the teacher, and that should be understood by the student. So when you're introduced something, and then you're kind of playing with it, and you see, oh wait, I could do this, or I could do this. You have these kind of micro positions within the macro position, right? And they give you different kind of sensations. You have to question, does this sensation align with my conceptual understanding? By doing this, do I feel more tight or do I feel more relaxed? Do I feel more precise, more in, more together, or do I feel more scattered? Is my energy leaking or is my energy focused? Right? And you are just kind of weeding out the possibilities based on these kind of these principles that we've talked about, like learning.
Yeah, I think at the beginning there definitely is some doubt and ambiguity, but with the basic guidelines and following the 5 principles, to start long ma, to tang, to mai zang, to min zui yin, knowing where your center line is, being relaxed, that on its own is quite enough to weed out a lot of wrong options or guide you along the way. And as you get better in it, the more years you have in it, the less often you will need a guide or a coach to come back and tell you what's wrong.
Exactly. Within Wing Chun, we say that your Wing Chun should become self-correcting. So in the beginning, you need a lot of instructor time. You need that feedback from the instructor, coaching you through the process, giving you experiences to feel your body and to feel the right movement, the right sensation. But as Wesley said, over time, you can pick that out yourself. You know what you're looking for, and you know if you're wrong or you know if you're closer to right. And because we're keeping our standards higher, right? Our standard is always higher than our performance level. So you're always finding ways to continue improving. And the more you do it, the less you need a coach. And then finally your Wing Chun becomes self-correcting. I think there are basically 3 ways to approach practice. One is you start with only the principle and you really drill that in before you get into more movements. Another way is you go through the curriculum and then you go back and input the principles. My preferred way is kind of a combined approach where you're going through the curriculum but at a slower pace, combining the principle with the movement and understanding why you do the movement and not just the shape of the movement. And it takes a little bit of time in the beginning. You know, the learning curve is a little bit steep at first, but you need to build that foundation and you need to feel your body, and your body basically, it needs to be ready to understand the logic of the next part. Right? There's a certain logic within our system, and if you don't have, you know, a good stance in place, the Student Towel doesn't make sense. If you don't have a decent Student Towel in place, the Chunky doesn't make sense, and so on and so on. Yeah?
Yeah.